Hello people, my name is Rage and welcome all to some more Rebirth, and today is quite the special episode. But before I get into what it's specifically about, you've probably guessed from the title, it technically speaking, if you're watching this video on the day of release, was Christmas yesterday. So I'd like to take this opportunity just to say that I hope you all had a nothing short of wonderful Christmas, because for me, the best present I could ever ask for is just the awesome, just love and support. I know it sounds kind of sappy, but it's true that you guys give me and the videos in general, and it just makes what I do every day so worthwhile. So I really like to thank you all for that, and yeah, I really hope you had a happy Christmas time this year. So me personally, and this actually ties into the video, obviously over Christmas I've been spending a lot of time with the family, having a nice little rest from actually making videos, and it's been nice. I enjoy Christmas every year, but while I've not been able to actually record as in use my voice, because obviously I've been around people all the time, what I have been able to do during downtime, when not really much is going on, is play a lot of Rebirth, more specifically The Lost. I thought I'd use the time to practice, try and see where I can get. And I know this sort of talky bit before the actual stuff is happening. Is that can I say stuff? Is that, it's probably right? If I want your stuff. No, don't tell someone you want their stuff. Oh god. No. Yeah, it's much longer than usual. I do apologize for that, but hopefully it will be very much worth it once you see the main part of this video. So yeah, been hammering away at The Lost. Lots of tears were shed, like literally, because you fire tears in the game, so obviously lots. Nobody to get very sad and angry while attempting to do this. But the good news is, I did manage to achieve things. So obviously, while I couldn't make videos like normal, I did silently record the runs from the point where I was like, I can actually do this. So I've edited it down, and we're going to have a nice talk over it, and we're going to enjoy what I've managed to do. It basically is a Christmas miracle. So without further ado, we actually begin in the boss rush of all insane places. Now this run, okay, I got Mum's knife in the first item room, and then proceeded to kind of just annihilate everything. As you can see, I had Guppy's head, I had Zombie Baby, I got the bandages, so I had quite a nice sort of defensive field going on that would just kill things that would walk near me, which really helped. And then when I went into the boss rush, there was the Ludicapololo technique, and I was like, that with Mum's knife lets me play like the bitchiest bitch that ever did bitch, while still doing a lot of damage. I'm not going to get much better of an opportunity to boss rush on The Lost than this, so I'm going to go for it. Might as well. What have I got to lose? I've already died a gazillion times. Who knows what might happen? And then once I got to the point where I'd beaten Monstro 2 and Gish, I was like, this is going a little bit weird. Okay then. So I immediately quit out the game, opened up my recording setup, etc, and I was like, okay, don't fuck this up now I'm on camera, you've been handling it alright, let's see if we can do this. Interesting tidbit, if you actually close the game and load back in as The Lost, you kind of lose your little ghosty tail thing for the room that you're in, which I feel like is kind of neat. So yeah, from, as you saw, the Bloat and the Mask of Infamy wave, or maybe the one before that, I believe, Ludicolo techniqued the boss rush, and it was unreal intense. It was like boom, 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 boom of my heart. It was Yeah, there were some pretty close calls, as you probably saw. Fortunately, the bloke never managed to actually do anything to me, staying away from war as far as possible, being as careful as I absolutely can. I was not throwing this away at this point. Now, the Fallen was not much of a problem, and what was actually interesting is the Carrion Queen's poop, because it was in the middle of the room where I never really went, because I basically kept using the circular motion that you're seeing. It actually did a lot of damage to a lot of enemies. Now, the Fallen annoyingly did split before I finished the Headless Horseman, but I'd managed to kill him, and just left with the Fallen, there goes one, being incredibly careful, see him charging towards... Oh no, the Headless Horseman was still alive at this point, yeah, there we go, and then, yeah, he just froze himself into the poop. So with that, I beat the boss rush on the Lost, and got the D100. I was beside myself. Seriously, I was just like, okay, alright then, that's fine. Ha! So we moved on to the room, where I proceeded to play, again, like the bitchiest bitch that ever did bitch, slowly progressing through every room, and escaping whenever I need it, and you know, playing super, ultra careful, and then I got to Teratoma, at which point I was like, I'm dead, I'm fucked, it is over, there are so many little things, something's gonna bump into me, but somehow, I managed to do it! Though my excitement was short-lived, as I realized my next major challenge was, of course, going to be the first unlock opportunity. And yeah, I knew I could dominate the room, playing slowly, using my knife. It was actually rather easy. In fact, probably take this opportunity while, you know, we are in utter blackness. The blackness! That sounds really bad to laugh and say the blackness. I blame Eve and Judas that couple there that we totally decided were a couple a few eps ago. It's their fault. They told me, they made me say it. It's not me. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. Either way, because post-commentary Isaac is obviously nowhere, not even in the same ballpark entertaining as live commentary, I've tried to cut out as much irrelevant stuff as possible. So rooms and floors where I play really slowly and dominated, just not interesting to watch, even on the Lost, trust me. So I've streamlined this as much as possible, in case you're wondering what up with that. So, it was time for the heart. Let's just say I could really feel a heartbeat during this fight. But yeah, the dodging while having to move the knife was unreal, but I knew as long as I could get past those eyes, as long as I could do that, I could just focus on dodging and leave the mat. Now, did you see that right there? Did you see how close that laser was to my face? Did you see? It was ridiculous. Though not as ridiculous as Isaac having bitchy bitch slow inexorable crawl like the coward I was playing as, which I think is fair enough on the Lost. We made it to Isaac. Now, I was terrified a random crack the bullshit would hit me, despite knowing how it technically works with standing still. Here I got a little bit ballsy, and just decided to kind of stop for the hell of it. I kind of accepted death there and was a little bit mad, and then just before he died, he did it again, and I panicked there. I panicked. That was just pure luck at that point. I used the death card to try and kill him faster. I was terrified, but I did manage to get him and unlocked Isaac's heart. I was in a little bit shock at that point. I was just straight up in shock. So, I obviously end up at the chest. I get the Revenge Fly, I get the stat reshuffle, I get the incredibly useful bomb, yay! So good. And, you know, I'm kind of apprehensive now. I've made it all the way to the freaking chest on the Lost. Like, for real. And, you know, I then proceed to have a little go at everything. So I thought I'd leave in a few chest rooms, just because, obviously, they're kind of intense. We get quadruple Super Sin in this room, which, again, with my notorious record for taking damage to every greed I can, I was a little bit worried. And you also got to remember, guys, that Strangely, it turns out when I'm not live commentating and can pour 100% of my focus into super serious moding, I am actually a lot better at the game, which obviously makes sense, but it was surprising to me that I was in such super focused zen mode and actually getting away with stuff. So I left Bum Friend there because he's pointless. He really is pointless. We then got the Bloat, who I baited twice with the laser zooming past, completely deliberately, and did manage to kill. In this room, not too difficult. Those guys are kind of easy to predict, and the knife does absolutely slaughter them. Notice, by the way, that I don't have Holy Mantle or 9 lives, which, you know, I think is kind of nice that I got away with it, but I do have hella defensives with my blue fly spam, and I do have hella offensives with the fact that I can just float a knife around the room. This room, completely fine. 2 horsemen, I knew I could do this, just gotta be careful. That little bump down did scare me, but I knew I could get rid of Mr. Hey! Before he did anything major, and then just went for war once more, and he didn't even get to me. Now, Double Sloth, absolutely A-okay. I was very concerned right there. Did you see that? That was nearly run ending, but Sloth's own bombs happened to kill both those spiders before they could bump into me. So that was monumentally lucky by me there. So yeah, after a few more easy rooms and close scrapes and general bitching through the chest, I did eventually make my way to Blue Baby, who was to be my final challenge. Now, I was apprehensive about him, but I was more confident than I was for Isaac, because I think the fight is kinda easy. Also, I should point out that when I actually reached the door of Blue Baby, I kind of was like, I feel a little bit bad for leaving Bum Friend behind, and because I was trying to put off the inevitable for as long as possible, I actually went and got him as a good luck charm so I could see his happy face in the Blue Baby fight. So we go in the room and immediately whack that knife on him, you know how it is, and just slowly move up and down. Don't try and go past him, the circle tears will end you so fast. Just try and do the dodge. I got a little bit panicky when I realized the flanks were getting close, and then at this point was the first time I noticed his health, realized that he was nearly dead, and down he went. It was absolutely glorious. I nearly had a heart attack, but it was glorious. And then I done it. Boss rush, heart, Isaac, Blue Baby on the Lost. I went and had a lie down. I may have excitedly told everyone, despite them not knowing what Isaac was, and I was ready to go for the other side. So after another metric trillion million tons of pain and suffering and attempts, I had this run, which, as I'm sure you're already seeing, is quite the nice little run for the Lost, and it was actually surprisingly fun. I mean, it was still kind of intense, but it was, yeah, I actually had a lot of fun, which was rare for a Lost run with everything on the line. So I found Rainbow Tears early on, I'd found Guppy's head, I'd touched Guppy's paw from another devil room, which will become relevant, I wonder why, and then everything changed when the Fire Nation, when I got Death Scythe in a devil deal, and as you can see, started wrecking face everywhere. And then if that wasn't enough, a floor later, I found Tammy's head, which resulted in just obliterating nearly every room. To say it was easy to make it to Mum would be an understatement. It went stupidly well. I even got a PhD, which led to loads of lovely pill upgrades. As you can see, I'm getting it here. And overall, everything was just going really, really nicely for me. I was happy. So the first challenge, of course, was Mum. Now, I wasn't too worried about this. My attack speed is obviously ridiculous, and I'd also found Mum's contacts on the floor, which gave me a freezing effect. With the lookup I got from PhD, it made me pretty insane at nuking down bosses. So I killed Mum, checked the devil deal out, Brother Bobby, not great, the nail again, not great. I would obviously rather have Tammy's head. And the thing is, I'd found a Fool card, as well as obviously the Wealth of Wealth, which resulted in insane money over a short period of time. But because I'd got the Fool, I thought I might as well grab a free boss rush item, and I did get the mulligan, which was, you know, I will accept that, definitely. So that all went really, really surprisingly well. It was one of the smoothest runs I've had on any character up to this point, and that is saying something. So I'm just gonna like warp speed here just to show you the level of domination that I was doing to every single room. I was in the zone at this point. I had been playing The Lost for like just constantly, and I was like, it's happening, it is freaking happening now. So I started slaughtering like nobody's business. Every serial killer would have been proud of me. Mr. Fred, not even gonna slow down for you. You were pathetic, mate. You got wrecked. The meat, not brilliant, but you know, we do get the damage up, and that's lovely. Utero 2 was exactly the same, not really a problem. Super Greed died in a flash. I felt I was happy. I may have been evil, chuckling to myself. It was just good. It really, really was good. And I actually got kind of lucky in that there wasn't that many particularly difficult rooms. Exploring this place, look how many ridiculous freaking coins I had. And I actually found Isaac's head, which I'm still not sure what it actually does, but I felt like it was powerful because it was Isaac's head. So yeah, we're just wrecking. And then I kind of may have actually achieved something which I think is a record for me, and that's mega unprofessionalism off camera. Yeah, kinda just casually Skype going, even while not properly making a video. So I dealt with that, and then continued on my little rampage, feeling very confident about Mum's Hat, like, very confident, because I mean, really, what's Mum's Heart going to do? As long as I don't die to the initial laser shots from the eyes, I am just golden with this kind of damage. This room, I'll admit, when I first walked in, I was like, it's over. But, you know, with a nice sweeping circular motion, as we all like, those nice sweeping circular motions, we got it. Broken stopwatch, obviously making some rooms just ridiculous easy. Straight into it lives, using the spacebar to clear it, and then it did enough damage that it didn't actually spawn the other ones, and I just managed to kill the heart with no real sort of firing back. It was so easy. So I headed down, of course, to the Sheol, really kinda pleased with myself. Time to say hello to Mr. Satan. And again, a brilliant sign, getting that slowdown right here. Actually got a ridiculous amount of bombs, so they did fix bomb money and key spawning in hard mode. It's just hearts, if I recall correctly, so I was fine with that. And yeah, there, the contact, just showing how bloody useful it is. It's really ridiculous. Here, I felt like I was defusing a bomb while that laser fired above me. I thought that was it. I was about to smash my keyboard, but I managed it and killed him as he was about to fire another laser. So again, my technique, follow the longest path you can and see where you get to. And then I got Guppy's tail, which was my third Guppy's item. So yeah, every room you can imagine was domination. So eventually we end up with Mr. Satan, and I just was not worried. Waiting for Fallen to spawn. He doesn't even get to do anything. I technically kill him before he can even split. Satan tries to do the same thing, gets frozen. It's not happening. I only have to dodge 2 of his tear barrages, and I'm like, the hooves, they're easy. Just keep moving in a circle and piercing through everything. Even the little explosive leeches aren't going to be a big problem. Use Tammy's head on the first one and he goes down so easily. It was absolutely fine. And I got the next unlock for my Lost. So then we enter the dark room. Because this was a little bit ridiculous, I'm going to let you watch my dark room playthrough, because it felt good, you know, to be doing this on the Lost. Double Mega Fatty was a little bit worrying, and I did get Curse of the Maze, which was kind of annoying. You know how I feel about it, just so time-wasty. And my OCD made me turn back and have to clear that room, even though I technically got away with it for free. So yeah, my technique, follow the straightest line you can in the chest dark room, and where possible going to a big room, because that will likely have an important connector. Now I did get unlucky laddie lassie. I don't know why I went really typically Scottish there, but I did get unlucky and just found a room full of carrion queens and naught else. So the only decision to make was, do I head up or do I head left? And again, following my straight line path, I accidentally got mazed again and ended up fighting some widows, which really wasn't a big problem. So we carry on heading up. I got a little bit confused again by the maze, and because it did extend upwards, which connected to my straight path of rooms, I did continue to go up. Now at this point you had to make a choice, and I did get some nice items actually. Chemical Peel, Stompy was lovely. Arbitrarily chose left instead of up, because I felt like it would lead to a much longer path, because I've already been going up for about 6 rooms at this point. So I took it as a sign, then kind of regretted it when I got double cage, which worried me, but I feel like I handled it okay. This scared me a little bit, because triple dark one, I mean, I was happy to have found the boss here, but these guys have a lot of... Oh my god, no, he's right there! As you're about to see, that was a little bit close. Was that not a little bit... yeah, sweat on my brow right there. And then, you know, Monstrose Tooth, not that terribly useful at this stage in the game. And, of course, I found Peels. And, God, I can see forever. Now, this was my supreme RNGesus, because I got those pills, because I can see forever, I got this room, which is just some lookups, which is nice for the contacts, but not ridiculous. But what you'll notice is I found a 48-hour energy pill, where I had my idea, because obviously I have Tammy's burst, so I go in the room, he's slowed down, which is obviously stupidly lucky, but then I use the energy and just blast off 3 Tammy's tier heads, and I slaughter the lamb. How easy was that? And that was my final unlock, resulting in the Godhead. So there you have it, guys. I have got all of the hard mode unlocks on the Lost. You can thank the ridiculous amount of free time I had over Christmas while, you know, casually ignoring family and playing Isaac. We're not going to talk about that. And yeah, a Christmas bloody miracle. Like, I did it. I am so happy. It's like out the way, never going near Lost again. It's done. We can just put that behind us. And yeah, shed a single tear. So I did it, guys. Let me know what you thought. Let me know any questions or anything. I'm just so proud that I actually managed to do it, that I'm not terrible, at least when I'm super zen focusing and not commentating live. I obviously I'm happy. It was phenomenal. So yeah, remember to like if you've enjoyed this, beat the Lost thoroughly, and back to normal Isaac videos from tomorrow. Subscribe for more. My name has been Rage. A goodbye.